Okay, so I'm gonna set the BPM of the project to the BPM of the beat, of course, to 160, right? I'm gonna rearrange this. I'm gonna organize it in my preferred way, which is keeping all the chords and melodies on top, on the drums below. Alright, let's go. Okay, so also what I want to do is I want to rename each audio file. Okay, so I've renamed all the audio files as I want them to be. Now I'm going to route them to mixer track. Now I could do this in a couple ways. I mean, one is to just double left click, make sure they're all highlighted. Go right here, right click, channel routing, route selected channel started from this tracks. You can also hit Shift Control L, but I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to go one by one. Now the reason why I want to go by one by one, because right here in the step sequencer, it's not really organized in the way that I want it to be organized, right? I'm a bit picky with this, but you'll see why I'm doing it. It'll just make everything more organized, and it really helps. Okay, so I'm gonna go right here. Okay, so now I have to do it over here in the mixing track as well. Figure why not we take a listen to the beat as well. So yeah. Okay, so everything's organized. Now let's take this one step further. I'm gonna highlight all the chords and melodies, which are right here. Left click and drag. Right click, rename, recolor. I'm gonna make it blue. We're gonna color code everything so we can it'll be visually easier to look at. Bass, let's go here. Yeah, sure, why not? Doesn't really matter what color you pick. Okay, now we're gonna create the buses. Now before creating the buses, let's do the parallel compression for the drums, because I want to set up parallel compression, and this is how you're gonna do it. We're gonna highlight three mixer tracks, left click and drag, right click, color code that as well to the same color as the kick. You know what? Let's make this yellow and make the drums yellow as well. Transition darker color or something like that. Why not? Okay. Go to the kick. I'm gonna right click, route to this track, and then left click here. So what I'm doing here is I'm sending the audio file to two different mixer tracks. One will be dry, the other one will be wet. Wet as in this is the effect. Alright, we're gonna have the aggressive hard compression right here. We're going to turn the volume, and then we're going to later blend it in, and that's how we compress. We mix a compressed version of the file with an uncompressed version of the file, right? So let's go right. Okay, go right here, right click, go to this track, and then left click. So I'm sending to two different file mixer tracks. I'm going to go right here, and these two different tracks, I'm sending them all to the same bus. Now I'm gonna add the compressor, Fruity compressor. I'm gonna just use the stock plugins for this tutorial. Right, and if I use any plugins that aren't stock, they're probably just free plugins as well. Okay, now I have to add the exact same plugin to the dry one because of some issue with FL Studio with delay compensation. Basically, it's gonna phase out. It's gonna sound really bad. Yeah, that doesn't really sound good. Alright, so I have to add the exact same plugin. Right, so whenever you have an instrument routed to two different tracks, you have to add the same plugin to two of them if it's on one of them. I don't know why it's like that. That's just how it is, alright? Okay, let's create a bus for the instruments. Right click. Alright, okay. Now, I don't want to add any, there's only for the bass, there's only for transition, okay? So yeah, that's the first part of the video. I think my voice is a bit too loud, sorry. That's the first part of the video, and let's go move on to the next section.